Okay, welcome back. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how to take this curve here and turn it into a surface. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to run the loft on this, but you can't loft a single curve. And because this curve is not planar, we can't do a planar surface. So we're just going to do a loft. Another option would be a network surface. If I had like 3 curves, I could run the network surface command, which is actually found right in here. Yep, right there. So, or I just type in network surf. But let's go ahead and we can just loft these two together because this is such a beautiful curve. So I'm going to go to my top view, and I'm going to go to my lines, and I'm going to select line from midpoint. And I'm going to kind of go here in the middle of that, and I'm just going to go right across the center, like so. Okay. Now I'll select that line, and you'll notice if I go into my perspective, that line's not really doing much, right? So I'm going to move it up, and I'm going to turn it from a line to a surface. So I'm just clicking on my gumball and dragging that line into a surface, which we know how to do. And now I'm going to run the split command, like banana split. So I'm going to select this curve, and I'm going to type in SPLIT, and it's going to say select the cutting objects, and I'm going to say this surface is my cutting object, and then I'll hit enter, and you'll see up here in the command line it says one curve split into 2 pieces. So if I select that, I've got a curve, and if I select that, I've got a curve. So I don't need this anymore, so I'll select it and delete it. I don't need that curve anymore, I'll select it and delete it. And we all know that I generally prefer to save those things, but for the purposes of this assignment, we're not going to worry about it. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to cover loft in this video, so let's go ahead and do that. So now I'm going to run the loft command, which we know we've done before. So I'm going to type in loft, L-O-F-T, and then it'll say select curves to loft. I'll say that curve to that curve, and then I'll hit enter. And here are my selections. Normal loft, and it is a flat surface, so I'll just go ahead and hit OK. And there we go. Okay, so now I'll hit escape, and watch this. I'll select this guy, I'll type in show, I'll hit enter, and then I'll select that. I'll do my invert hide, and look at that, right? If we go into our rendered view, perfect. So I can select these two, and I could go ahead and hit join, and now I've got a poly surface, which should be, again, this part up top is open, and I'm going to show you another way. I could do the same thing, right? I could run dupe edge here. In fact, why don't I do that? I'll say ghosted, and now I'll type in dupe edge, and I'll hit enter, select that edge, hit enter again. I'll do a quick invert hide. I'll go to my top. I'll go line from midpoint, click, drag it across through the middle. That looks pretty good. And then I will go to my perspective, bring this guy down, and then pull it up so it cuts through it. Yep. And now I'll select the curve, split, S-P-L-I-T, enter, split with that, enter again, and now there's one. Okay. So I'll take this, delete it, take that, I'll delete it, and now I'll run the loft. I don't need this guy either. So I'll delete that, hit escape, delete. Okay, now I'll take these 2 curves, this one, and I'll run the loft, L-O-F-T, that one to that one, hit enter, and there we go. We got a nice surface. So if I select that, type in show, and then I select that, and we do an invert hide. I could take all of those, select them, hit join, and now if I select that guy and I type in what, W-H-A-T, it should say valid polysurface, closed polysurface. So it's a closed polysurface, and we are ready to go. Okay. Now I'm going to hit Control Z again. I'm going to take that top surface there, and I'm going to delete it. And in the next lesson, I'm going to show you another way you can kind of get these things because some that that may not always work. So let's in the next lesson I'll show you another an alternative route. Okay, thanks very much. I'll see you soon. Bye.